Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the video. So today our goal is to configure a static route. As most of you know, if we have a network setup like this, so in this case we want PCA to be able to ping PCC. But right now, as it is, if you watch the last week video, you realize that PCA can only ping up to what? Router 1. And PCC can ping up to what? Router 3. How do you allow PCA to ping what? PCC. You need to configure what? Static route on R1 and also on what? On R3. So that is the goal for this video. So if you don't know how we get to here, I'll put the link to the video you have to watch before you come to this one. But this video specifically is to help you what? Configure static route. So static route is part of what? The routing protocols. So we have the static route, we have RIP, we have OSPF, we have EIGRP, we have what? BGP, we have ISIS. So we have all these different routing protocols, and the goal is to allow the routers within the network to be able to find the way to get to the destination. Okay, so the least and most easiest one of all to me is static route, because that's the one with the least amount of configuration, but also it depends on the size of the network. So in this particular case, it's just from router 1 to what? To router from router 1 and router 3. So let's begin the process. I don't want to talk too much about that, so let's go. So to configure static route, first of all, you have to know what this you have to know the exit interface, where it's going out from, and also or the what? The next hop IP address. The next hop in this case is what? Router 2 S000 interface address, IP address. Okay, so let's first confirm that information. So we know that S00 on router 1, S00 router 1 is what? This is the address. This is the exit interface. Okay, and the next hop IP address on router 2 is what? 10.1.1.2. Okay, that is it. So first, let's demonstrate to show you guys that we cannot ping what? PCC at the moment. So let's try to ping PC router 1 interface. So go to router 1 IP config, and you see that the IP address is what? 192.168.1.3, and the default gateway is what? 192.168.1.1. So now let's ping the default gateway. So ping 192.168.1.3. You see that we can ping what? Our default gateway. Now, can we ping the exit interface on router 1, which is S000, this one? So let's do that. And the IP address is ping 10.1.1.1. Yes, we can ping it because it's what? Directly connected. Okay? Now, can we ping the S00 interface on router 2? So let's try that. So we write ping 10.1.1.2, and you see we will not be able to ping that because we don't have what? Any routing protocols on R1 to be able to make that determination. Now let's do the same thing for PCC. So let's wait for it to fail first so that you can see that it did not work. Okay, all right, as you can see, it did not work. Now let's do the same for PCC. So PC IP config, command prompt IP config you can see that the IP address is what, 192.168.3.3, okay, and the default gateway is what, 3.1. So let's ping default gateway first. Ping 192.168.3.1. Yes, we can ping our default gateway, that's PCC. We can ping router R3 what, G00 interface. Now let's ping S001 interface. So it's gonna be one ping 192.168.3. No, sorry, it's supposed to be 10.2.2.1. See, we can ping that. Now, can we ping R2 interface here? Let's try that. And that will be 10.2.2.2. And you see, we will not be able to ping that. So this brings us to the goal for today's class. So we have come to the most important part of this particular class, which is to configure static IP routes. So as you can see in the lab description, we are supposed to configure what? Static routing, and including default what? Routes. That is static default routes. So the goal is we want to make PCA ping PC what? C. As it is now, if we try, for example, let me go to PCA and ping PC what? C. PCC is 192.168.3.3. You see the destination is what? Unreachable. It's the same thing if I go to PCC and try to ping 192.168.1.3. Again, destination is unreachable because the router 3 does not know how to get to what? Even the router 1 network. It doesn't know that. So it's like it doesn't know what to do. Even though we can see the connection, they cannot see it. So in order to be able to let PCA ping PCC, we need to configure what? Static IP routes and what? Default routes on these what? On router 1 and on router 3. So let's go to router 1 first. So I'm going to configure a route called static default route. Okay, it's called what? Static default route. And this is the command to do that. So to do that, you type what? IP route. IP route. Then what? Destination. Any destination. Okay, and with what? Any subnet mask. And the exit interface, or what? The next hop IP address. Next hop IP address means that if this is R1, where is the exit interface? It's this interface. So which in this case will be what? S000. You can just type serial 000. Okay, so exit interface serial 0/0/0 and press enter. Okay, then you go to R3, configure what? Another what? Static default routes. Okay, static default route again. So let me see. So to configure static default route, again, IP route, then what? 00, that's the destination address. Any destination with any destination subnet max. Okay, exit through what? S000. Let me point at it. S0001. So this one is what? S0001. If you point at it, it's going to show you the exit interface is S001. And this is the next hop IP address. If you want to use this, you have to be what? The next hop, the IP address of the next hop. Okay? But this is what? The exit, you're going to use the exit interface. So serial again 00001 and press enter. So these I will call static default routes. You're saying that if you are trying to ping something that I cannot find in within my network, it should take it where? Throughout this interface. Take it, send it out there. Okay. For example, let's see the routing table for R3. So we go here, exit, and then we type what? Show IP route. So as you can see, we have these are directly connected what? Routes. See? These are directly connected. G000 interface, F01 interface is on the router. And we have 2.2.2.1 that is also what? Directly connected. And the only route that we say that anything else that it cannot find, if you are trying to ping something and it look within its routing table and it cannot find that route, we say send it out through what? Serial 001. That's what this means. Okay, and this is what we call what? A static default route. That's the one with the 000. Okay. Now we're not done yet. Now we have to go to R2. From R2, we tell R2 we're going to do 2 commands on R2. We say R2, hey, if we want to go to the 192.168.1.0 network, use the exit out through this interface. And if you want to go to the 192.168.3.3.0 network, exit through this interface. Okay, so we come in here and go to command line and press enter, and enable is the first command. Then what? Configure terminal. Okay, and press what? Enter. Then from there you type what? IP route. Okay, IP route. Now, what is the network that you want to go? We need 2 networks because in this particular class we have what? 2 networks. What are the 2 networks? As you can see, we have what? The 192.168.1.0 network, and then what? The 192.168.3.0 network /24. So you come in here, you type IP route, and we say 192.168. So now this is a static route, okay? 192.168.1.0. Okay. What is the wildcard mask for this one? Oh, sorry. What is the subnet mask? It's what? 255.255.255.0. Okay. Then what is the exit interface? So you are saying that from router 2. Okay. You are saying from router 2 here. If you want to go to 192.168.1.0, which we know is here, we say exit through what? S000 interface. So we type serial S00001 interface. Press enter. So now you say, okay, now the router knows that if somebody is trying to reach to 192.168.1.0, it knows where to pass out, where to send the traffic through. Okay. Now again, you will have to repeat the command, but in this time you change the address from 1 to 3. So you say that again, if you want to exit, if you want to if somebody is trying to reach, or if I want to reach to the network on the right side, let me bring this way. If I want to exit to the network of 192.168.3.0, it should exit through what? S00/what? 1 interface. This one over here. Okay, so that is it. So let me just indicate that. So 3.0, then go and change the one serial to 1. You can retype this whole thing, but let me retype it. I like to just use the shortcuts. Okay, so IP route. The shortcut is just pressing the up arrow key and editing what you've entered the last time. Okay, sometimes you could make mistakes, so if you know you are not confident, just retype everything so you can be sure. 192.168.3.0. okay, subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. you send exit through serial 0/0/1. So 2 commands. So on R2 you're saying that anybody that is trying to go to this net 192.168 dot 1.0, it should exit through serial 000. And if you want to go to 192.168.3.0, exit through what? The serial 001. That's what that means. So this is what we call static route configuration. But the addresses that I configured on R1 and R3 are that's what we call static default route, because 000 is the default, right? But in R2 you specifying on which network is on the right and which network is on the left. This is only practical for a simple network design like this. Okay, actually it could be, it's just a matter of just telling it. So it could be more practical, it could be used in more practical senses. For example, if I have other networks that are connected to R2, right, you can still use the same thing, but just determine what is the next hop address. Where shall I send the route, the packet through to go to the network you are looking for. Okay, so that is it. So now let's try to ping from PCA to PCC and the vice versa to verify the configuration is correct. Okay, so from PCA, I'm going to clear first. No, this doesn't work. Okay, so ping 192.168.3. So from PCA, I'm trying to ping what? PCC. So 192.168.3. what? 3. That's the IP address of PCC. Okay, and press enter. So now you see it responding. Now let's go to PCC and ping the address of what? PCA. .192.168. what? 1.3. And press enter and we can ping PCA. So this is how you configure static IP routes. Okay, static routes. This is how you configure static routes. All right, if you've learned anything from this video, please hit the thumb up. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.